Namaste. I, Simran Kaushal, welcome everyone on the brand new episode of Science Bits only on Bharata First. This season is all about science, which is simplified in a short, crisp, and a unique manner by the experts. This platform provides a unique opportunity to explore your scientific temper and skills. Science Bits involves explanation of the topics ranging from the recent trends and developments in the field of science and technology to the discussion of the previous year questions and potential concepts which are important from the perspective of competitive exams. Let your curiosity out and ask questions through a form whose link has been provided in the description box below. Do make use of this opportunity. Now, I would like to introduce to our science expert, Dr. T.V. Venkateshwaran, who is here with us to answer the questions. Dr. T.V. Venkateshwaran is a senior scientist at Vigyan Prasar, New Delhi. He is also founder of India Science Wire. So, today's question is, how ISRO is a soft power? What are the challenges and opportunity ahead of ISRO in being a soft power?
Let's understand what is this meaning of soft power. Okay, the soft power, according to the current kind of understanding, is persuasive approach to international relation, typically involving the use of economic or cultural influence. So, which means that you are not using hard power. That is, you are not using uh, your armed forces or spying, okay, to create an influence, but you are using your economic or cultural. Okay. So, what do you mean by persuasive approach? You have to convince, you have to be effective, you should be able to win. International relations, like you may have to influence the bureaucracies, political parties, interest groups in another country. Economic, basically related to production, consumption, transfer of wealth. Culture, related to ideas, customs, social behavior, particularly people or society, right? Okay, so this is what is broadly soft power. So one of the commonest thing that one uses in soft power is culture, art, culture, literature, and so on. So you have this festival of India in different countries, where by projecting the rich cultural heritage and rich literary heritage of India, you are promoting a certain idea of India, certain goodwill, build goodwill for India in various countries. Okay, so you can project the culture, language, food, tradition, religion, costumes. Okay, so the whole idea of incredible India projection is one such effort in projecting India as a soft power. Okay, you can also use things like, for example, Bollywood. Many Asian countries, Southeast Asian countries, even Midwestern countries, there is a lot of interest for Bollywood movies. Okay, so that's one. World heritage sites like Taj Mahal and things like that attract tourists. Okay, so you can create. You can also use various kinds of helping relations. Like, say, for example, you send assistance when somebody is in trouble and things like that, right? So, or economic assistance you give. Through that, I mean, you can place sufficiently at like that. So, International Yoga Day, for example, is one way of projecting India. Similarly, International Non-Violence Day. These are all some ways in which, for example, the India can project its soft power. Similarly, you are also creating something like India Africa Forum Summit. So you are creating a alliance with African nations, which are strategically important. Okay. When you come to ISRO, one of the shining example of ISRO's soft power is the launching of GSAT 9, which is otherwise called as South Asia satellite. Okay, so the South Asia satellite provided satellite support. This satellite was to provide support to Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. All these countries don't have satellites of their own. Currently, they are dependent on satellites provided by others. By India launching and gifting it to these countries, you are providing certain satellite support to these countries. You know, in So ISRO's possibilities are used to create goodwill among these nations for towards India. Okay, so this is one example. Another example is, for example, a program that has been created by ISRO called Unnati, which essentially means Unispace Nano Satellite Assembly and Training Program. So, what is this program? It's a capacity building program to develop nano satellite. Okay, so it's a effort which was commenced by ISRO to commemorate its 50th anniversary of the UN conference on exploration and peaceful uses of outer space. What does it do? It provides opportunities for developing countries to participate in ISRO in assembling, integrating, testing a nano satellite. So different countries can come here. You can learn to assemble nano satellites. So you have some human resource development. Okay. So this is a soft power that ISRO is putting together. Another major milestone in the soft power of ISRO providing scientific diplomacy to India is the launch of Amazonian. It's a satellite for Brazil. Okay, it's a Brazilian satellite launched by PSLV. We provided that support to Brazil. So it's a first satellite that is available to Brazil. Until now, many Latin American countries were dependent on US for their satellite transponders, remote sensing, and things of that kind. So here, the government of India is opening through ISRO opportunities for them to place their own satellites in space. Okay, so they'll be able to be self-reliant, but then they are using India's capacities, so a goodwill relation can be built. That's what is the idea. Recently, another effort by ISRO to use its asset to leverage the goodwill is providing the IRNSS service, what is popularly called as India's GPS. Okay, so India has put this set of satellites which have a footprint covering the whole of South Asia, Asia, and parts of uh, uh, Iran, Iraq, and all these places. So India is trying to say that we will provide our services to your region. Okay, so this is how, for example, the soft power is being utilized in these places by ISRO.